Hi boys and girls, this is lesson 12.6 for chapter 12, obviously. We're talking about the measures of center. Now when you have a set of data, you want to find out what's in the middle, and there's 4 different ways you can really find that measure of the center. You can use the mean, the median, the mode, or the range. Some of you, this might be familiar. You may have done this before. If not, or if you have, it'll be a review. If not, it will be new to you, but I think you'll catch on pretty quick. So your goal is I can summarize a data set using mean, median, mode, and range. So let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so here's just a quick couple of words to describe each thing, and I'll go into more detail, but writing these down will help you remember later on once you know what they are. The mean is the average, which we discussed in 12.5. The median is the middle number. The mode is the most often, and the range is your biggest number in your set minus your smallest number. So write those down, pause and write that down, because that will be the easiest way for you to remember things. So we're going to start off with the mean. Now remember, the mean is the average or the normal. You're going to find the mean of your data, you're going to add up all of the values to find a total. So you're going to find the total of all of them, and then you're going to divide that total by the number of values you added together. So here's our data set. And they added up all those numbers. 2 plus 2 plus 3 plus 5 plus 5 plus 7 plus 8 gave them 32. And then they saw how many numbers they had. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they took their total and divided it by the number 7, giving them 4.57, finding that average or that equal share, the fair share. And it's totally normal if it comes out with a decimal, completely normal. Okay, so this is your mean. Here's our first example problem. Now this problem right here, I'm going to find the mean, median, mode, and range just for this one problem. We're going to start with the mean, okay? So you're going to see this problem 4 times. Kara is entering a paper airplane in a competition. In one of the categories in the competition, the plane that stays in the air for the longest time wins. The time in seconds for Kara's test flights are 5.8, 2.9, 6.7, 1.6, 2.9, and 4.7 seconds. So we need to find the mean for her test flights for her paper airplane. Meaning, so she is flying this paper airplane, she's test flown it 3, 4, 5, 6 different times. We need to find what her average flight is. So the mean is the sum of the data items divided by the number of data items. So they've kind of set it up for us here. They took this number, 5.8, 2.9, 6.7, 1.6, 2.9, and 4.7. Now I'm going to tell you right now, you may use a calculator today. On your Chromebook, you can just pull it up. But when I added these all up together, it's 24.6. Now I'm going to divide it. See how it's all at the top here? I'm going to divide it by the number of times she flew the plane. So it looks like 1 time, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So she flew the plane 6 times. So the total is 24.6 divided by 6. So on average, her test flights, when I plug that into my calculator and divide, are 4.1 seconds each. That's the average, or the mean. Okay? So there's our mean. Equals 4.1 seconds. Let's try the median. The median is the middle value, but there's a very important step. You have to put all of the values into order. So you have to start with the smallest and go up to the largest. They've got to be in order. Once they're in order, you find the middle number. Usually what I do is I go like this. I cross one off the one end, cross one off here. One here, one here, one here, one here, until I find the middle number. Okay? If there are 2 values in the middle, you find the mean or the average of these 2. So in this example, the median is 5. In the next example, we will be doing it. So remember, we're still working with Kara and her paper airplane. We're going to find the median. So they have found, let's see, yeah, they ordered it for us already. So they took these numbers, and they put them order from least to greatest. And the data set has an even number of values. Now, because it has an even number, when I start checking these off, one from the small end, one from the big end. Now, you'll notice that we don't have a middle number. We have 2.9 and 4.7. So we need to circle the two middle values, 2.9, 4.7. Now, you find the average or the mean of the two middle values. We're going to add them together. 2.9 plus 4.7, and we're dividing them by 2 because we're only looking at these two numbers. Okay, we're not going to use all 6 numbers. 2.9, now remember you can use your calculator. This one I can just quickly add up. 7.6. Oops. 7.6 divided by 2. Okay. I'm doing some quick math here. Looks like 3.8 is our median, or our middle number. So just to remind you, when you're finding your median, you have to put them in order. And if there's two middle numbers, then you have to find the average of those two middle numbers. Okay? Alright, and as always, if you have any questions, pause your video and ask your questions, because I'm going kind of fast on here because I have a lot of things to get through. Today we're halfway through. Now here's the mode. This one is my favorite. It's the easiest one by far. Okay, the mode is the most frequent value. So you have to count how many of each value appears. The mode is the value that appears the most. So you can have more than one mode. So notice in our data set 2, 2, 3, 5, 5, 7, 8. 3, 7, and 8. There's only one of them. But our mode is how many, or what number has the most, comes the most often. So we have 2 2s and 2 5s. So our modes are 2 and 5. And it's as simple as that. Felicity, are you okay? Sorry, baby girl see today. So let's try it with Kara and her paper airplanes. So we're looking for the data that occurs more often than the others. So if there's only one of each number, we'll have no mode. But look here, 5.8, 2.9, 6.7, 1.6, 2.9, there it comes again, and 4.7. So 2.9 is in here twice. So 2.9 occurs twice, and all the other values occur once. So 2.9 is the mode. So you're really just looking for which one comes the most often. I like to think mode has this O in it, and it's the same as most often. Okay? Which one occurs the most often? So our mode in this situation is 2.9 seconds. Alright. And the range. The range is the difference, which means subtraction, between the lowest and the highest value. So all you have to do is find your highest number and your lowest number, and then you just subtract your highest number minus your lowest number, and that gives you your range. So we're looking for our highest. Remember, we're doing Kara's airplane again. Our highest number is this 6.7. I already wrote it down here. Our lowest is 1.6. So I just need to subtract them. You could use a calculator. This one I can easily do by hand. So our range is 5.1. Remember, the largest number minus the biggest number, or the smallest number. And that's your range. Okay. If you have any questions, now is the time to pause and ask, because we are going to a new problem. Alright. So here's your first example. Oh, hold on. Alright, let's go ahead and try this again. So Mrs. O'Donnell's class has a fundraiser for a field trip to a wildlife preservation. You guys have done fundraisers before, like with chocolate bars or cookies, whatever your fundraisers are. Now, 5 of the donations are $15, $25, $30, $28, and $27. Our goal, we need to find the mean, the median, and the mode of these donations. You'll notice that it's not including the range. That's because your book doesn't ask you to find the range, but we'll probably find it anyway just for good practice, okay? So let's go ahead and start with the mean. Now remember, the mean is our average. So we take all of our numbers and add them up first to find our average. So I'm going to move these down here. We have 15, 25. You guys see where I'm getting these numbers? 30, 28, and 27. I'm going to divide it by the total number of values. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to divide it by 5. So pull out your calculator, or you can do this in your head if you'd like to. Add all these numbers up. And these numbers add up to 98. And when you divide 98 by 5, it gives you an average of 19.6. Now remember, we're looking at dollars, so it's $19.6 is our average median. Or sorry, our mean, not our median. Our median is going to be the middle number. So remember, when you're looking for your middle number, you have to first put them in numerical order. So my smallest is 15. My largest is 30. And looks like I have 25, 27, and 28. Once I get to that point, take a small one, take a big one, take a small one, take a big one. My middle number is 27, so my median is 27. And then the mode, if all the values in a data set occur with equal frequency, or if they all occur in this case once, then the data has no mode. So because there's no numbers that are repeated here, we don't have a mode. So there is no mode. And because remember, this one's the most often. They're all the same. So when they're all the same, you just say no mode. And our range is our highest to lowest. So our highest number is 30 minus our lowest number, which is 15. Our range is 15. All right. And that was our example problem. Let's go ahead and try it. Nope, one more example problem, and then you'll have your try it problems. So let's go ahead and remember, this is a lot of work to write down. So if I were you, I would write down the story problem and then just show your work for your mean, median, and mode. Okay? So Keith surveys his classmates about how many brothers and sisters they have. 6 of the responses were 1, 3, 1, 2, 2, and 0. Find the mean, median, and mode of the data. And we're going to include on here the range. Okay, mean, median, mode, and range. Now, if you're feeling like you totally got this, go ahead and pause the video and do it on your own, and then check your work. That would be an awesome way to start this off. If you want to follow along with me, then just keep watching. So my mean, I'm going to add all these numbers up. 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 2 plus 2 plus 0. How many numbers do I have? Looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 divided by 6. I'm not going to use a calculator for these numbers because these are easy. 1 plus 3 is 4, plus 1 is 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. 9 divided by 6. It's going to give me a decimal. Goes in once. And looks like 1.5. So our answer is 1.5 for our mean. Let's go ahead and put these in order. The smallest number is obviously 0. And we're looking for the middle. Remember, 1, 1, 2, 2, and 3. Now I take one from the little small end, one from the big end, one from the small, one from the big. And it looks like 1 and 2 are in the middle. So we find the average of 1 and 2. Abigail, that squeaky toy is not going to happen right now. Sorry. Okay. And then they're dividing by 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 halves. And 3, I'm just doing some division here. And that's 1.5. And I actually knew that halfway between 1 and 2 was 1.5. And then And let's look back up here. The data values. So remember the mode, we're looking for what repeats the most often. We have 1 and 2 both appear twice. So our modes are both 1 and 2, because if you look back up here, 1 repeats twice and 2 repeats twice. Okay, so both of them are our mode. Our range, take our largest number of 3, subtract our smallest number 0, and our range is 3. Okay? Now, you'll notice when we're talking about what's the center, I think 1.5 is a pretty good indicator of our center, because 1.5 happened twice. Our range did not give us a good middle number. This time it gave us actually a high end. But the most, if we're looking for the center, it's probably going to be about 1.5. Alright, here's your try it problem. I'll read it to you and then pause your video so you can do it on your own. Julie goes to several grocery stores and researches the price of a 12-ounce bottle of juice. Find the mean, median, and mode of the prices shown. Go ahead and pause your video. Whoops, sorry, I was trying to get hair off my iPad. Pause your video and solve for each of these 3. You can even solve for the range for extra points. And you don't really get extra points, but extra practice. Okay, so I went ahead and set up this work a little bit so that you can see what I've done. For our mean, I took all of our numbers and added them together. It gave me 7.26. Then I divided it by 6 because that's how many prices there were. And when I did that, it gave me the average of 1.21 or $1.21 per bottle. That's the average price of the bottle. Okay? Our median, I put them in order here. I'm going to check off a small one, check off a big one, check off a small one, check off a big one. Now I have 0.99 plus 109 because I'm finding the average, or the mean. Okay, which will give me 208. I'm going to divide that by 2, which will give me $1.04. So that is my median. And my mode, it looks like when I was looking at this, the only one that repeated was 99 cents. So that's the only mode we have here, is 99 cents. Okay, and your range would be $1.99 minus 95 cents, so it would be $1, or let's see, 94 cents would be your range. Right. Last task for you is you have 3 try-it problems, and I am not going to solve these with you. I'm just going to give you the answers. So make sure you pause this now and check your work after you have solved them. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask, because at the very end of this video it will just flash the answers so that you can see them. Okay, and I hope you guys have a great day of learning. And these are your final answers. Go ahead and check your work. Have a good day.